It is 16 before the hour on Christmas Day. This morning we're going to learn about a program that proves that the spirit of Christmas can last all year long. City Harvest is a group dedicated to feeding the hungry. A fleet of vans collects donated food from restaurants and other suppliers, food which would otherwise... Let me get my mic. It'll make it much easier as I do this, wouldn't it? This is food which is donated to churches and to shelters and to soup kitchens to provide thousands of meals a day across New York City. The cost is about 25 cents per meal. Our guests are Chip Fisher, he's a board member of City Harvest, and Jean Thomas. She is the organization's resource director. I gave a brief capsule, Jean. Tell me more about what City Harvest is and what it does.
It's telephone and transportation network. People with food to donate will call our central dispatch number. We'll send out a van to pick it up, and then it will be immediately shipped to a nearby soup kitchen, shelter, or food pantry that's using that kind of food in its free meal program.
And how'd you get involved, Chip?
Well, Shirley, I got involved back in 1983 when I started a corporate catering business in New York called Fisher & Levy. And at the end of the day, we had food left over. And I really felt that it was wrong to throw it out, and I wanted to find an organization that could pick it up on a regular basis, and City Harvest had just started at that time. And so I called them, and they started making pickups on a daily basis.
But tell the story about what you would do with the food before you found out about City Harvest.
Well, I felt so guilty about throwing it out that I used to place our bread at the end of the day on park benches in Central Park, right on the edge of Central Park. And by the morning, when I came back in the morning, we would usually be gone. But I felt that that was a very ineffective method of food distribution.
So then you came together with City Harvest. Do you worry that City Harvest will... There is some video here now. We can see you, see some of the people distributing. I guess this is maybe from your catering service there, and there is downtown. We can see the delivery. Do you worry, are you concerned that you can keep this up, Jean, that your capacity to have resources, because so many people who mean well run out of funds, run out of energy, run out of, not willpower, but all those other factors?
We're really growing. We're growing by leaps and bounds. The food we collect currently, which is well over 1 million meals a year, is maybe 5% of what's available, 5% of what is needed. At this point, we have about 800 regular food donors. Some of them contribute daily, such as Fisher & Levy, others on a weekly basis when they clean out their corporate cafeteria, others monthly. But then we have a whole core of food donors who'll call in periodically. The TV commercial producer who has crates of food left over after the food commercial.
Tell about the guy who had all the chickens.
We got 300 live chickens from a chicken commercial. After they showed the flock of squawking chickens, they had to get rid of them.
What do with the chickens, where you call City Harvest and they
we rounded them up, picked them up, took them to a butcher who did the deed, and then they were taken to soup kitchens that were cooking fresh chickens. Fortunately, this year we got 57 frozen turkeys from a hotel, all the hotel employees who were given turkeys.
If there was more of a consciousness of what you do, what City Harvest does, is there enough food sort of not being used, disposable food, that will spoil, be thrown away, to feed this city's hungry?
There's enough food in this city and this country to feed every hungry person. 20% of the food that is produced on a daily basis is not consumed.
20%?
That's correct.
And it's thrown away?
Some of it is thrown away, some of it is given away.
Now, these are senior citizens, obviously, that are where at a...
This was at a church food program, a church senior citizen center, and they also run a daycare center. So all the kids and the seniors got together for a Christmas Eve meal.
Yeah, it seems to me sort of such a sin that on a nation that produces so much food, that there can still be people that go hungry. And you are here, and your organization is testimony to the fact that what is needed, the essential element, is something to put the two together, to put the hungry with the food, some kind of, if you want to make
the entire thing is really a transportation environment. It's a matter of getting the food from the source to the place where it's to be served. And one thing that people really have to understand, and a lot of them don't, is that when you have people who, there are three necessary forms of survival in this city, in this country: food, clothing, and shelter. And food is the primary thing. If you give someone a meal, their spirit is renewed, and it really gives them a push in the right direction. And that's why we feel this is the most critical of those three elements.
Yeah. Think about this, for people who may have extra food and want to do something. It's so easy, and it costs you nothing. You're going to throw it away. If you want to make a contribution, what should you do?
Well, in New York, you can call City Harvest's main dispatch number, 212-349-4004, and let us know the location, the amount, and we'll arrange a pickup time.
And there must be other organizations like City Harvest in cities and communities across the country.
Yes, there are several, certainly, at least in Philadelphia, Minneapolis.
Thank you very much, Jean. Thank you, Chip. Merry Christmas to both of you. Yes. It is 10 to 4. We'll be back.